What's going on, everybody? Animation number 99 here, and we're gonna do another sketchbook tour just like last week, because this is gonna be my weekly series right now. If you want to keep up with my social media and what my work in progress, it's down in the link below, as you know. Anyway, this was done in the 5th, the 5th of last month, right? No, it's this month, yeah, 5th of this month. Yeah, I started off by doing some animal sketches. Here's just some of the 30 second ones. I don't think I did as bad. I think what I need to work on the most are just the horses, because even though I got the line of action down with the horses, I still didn't get everything, even for the 30-second ones. I need to look at what other people are doing. As you can see with this, I need to look at what other people are doing with their 30-second drawings of horses, because what I'm doing, it's not like, I would like to be going faster, and it's just not up to speed, or up to the speed that I want to be. Or 30-second ones, we got some drawings that I cannot even identify yet. I think this was like the nose of a dog, some bird, and more skeletons. But I know this is a koala because I've drawn this one before. But I don't think it's bad for the 30-second one. I got its general bean shape, body, the head, the nose, and basically the outlines I can see with what koalas actually have. The bird, I don't really like unfinished sketches, even though that they are 30 seconds. I kind of like to have something similar to the koala that you can kind of identify what it is, even though you spend so little time on it. And these are some 1-minute ones. These are all 1-minute drawings. I think, I'm most surprised about this one because the size of it. I guess it's just broad strokes. As you can see, I spent most of my time with the legs, because you can see that the legs with the bird over there is the most defined part of the body. Well, the most defined part that I drew. All the other animals, I did not focus on the shape of identifying what it actually is. I mean, you can see that this is some sort of hamster, guinea pig, kind of rodent. I know this was like, I think it was supposed to be a cat or a dog, don't remember, but I do know that this is a pig. I don't know what I spent most of my time on with the pig, and probably just the shape of the head, the outlines of the head. But what I need to remember is to finish my shapes before I can go into like details of like of how the head caves, or how the head or the body caves. Yeah, just need to get all the simple shapes down. The one animal that I dislike drawing the most, you would think that they would be horses, right? Because I never finished them, but I think I would say my least favorite animals to draw are insects and bugs, because they're so small, but yet they are so detailed that it's just ridiculous. But yeah, this was another dog right here. I drew the upper body. I don't think I did that bad of a job. You can still kind of tell it's a dog of some sort. But back to the insects. It's just, I don't hate it, but I just dislike how there was so little detail. I wasn't able to get the legs and all that kind of generalization of where things are supposed to be in the 5 minutes. I know I did not finish all the legs of the beetle, and neither any of the legs of the spider, but it would have been cool to add the designs or just shade it in or something like that. But maybe I'm just expecting too much. Probably I'm not at that level yet. But here are my favorite segments. the 5, no, not the 5, but the 25 and the 10-minute sections. As you can see, I digged my 10-minute little duckling right here. It's even though when I draw for life, I still add a little cartoony, like, figure, not a figure, but a cartoony style to it. I don't know, it's probably just a force of habit when I'm doing simple stuff. A little 5-minute one. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, because I haven't done sea life before, and it wasn't as bad as I thought. Like, I know I didn't get all of the details and little intricacies of the tentacles and the little paper-like flaps underneath the whole dome on top of the, I don't know, jellyfish anatomy, but the whole thing on top of the dome. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? But I think it turned out well. And also, fun fact with this one, I accidentally ended the session early, so I had to go back and find the image again, take a screenshot, and continue my time. But so I can get the other jellyfish at the bottom. I know it kind of looks like a mushroom, but I think that's probably my fault for probably not getting enough detail in, or what I should have done, you know, is kind of ignore the bottom jellyfish so I can have more detail with the top one. Maybe I feel like that would be a good idea as well, so I can focus more on one subject and sacrifice quality for the quantity of more jellyfish. Oh yes, the next day, the 6th. At first, it gave me a lot of horses. I forgot I think this one was a monkey or something, or some sort of primate. But it gave me a lot of equestrian animals for the first 30 seconds. I also need to use darker pens so you guys can see it better. But you know, you can see the horse and the little gecko over here, the little lizard. The camel, so the primate, and as well as the first equestrian horse that I was shown to draw. Continuing the 30-second sheet, they gave me a kangaroo, a fish, and 2 more horses. I think I get the line of the action down all the time. The horses, well, most of the time, not all the time. But I just can't finish all, because when you break it down, the horse's body isn't that complicated. Just a couple circles in the legs, but I can't get it all down for some reason. And moving on to the 30 seconds to a minute, I had to do, they gave me an elephant and another lizard of some sort, what am I saying? But I can't complain. I got the body shape, the head shape, nothing too bad. I forgot what this animal is, because just go like, hoo-ha, who's there? Kind of reminds me of Winnie the Pooh, but a more agile Winnie the Pooh. Alright, and here's like a moth that I drew, that they gave me for like 1 minute. As you can see, well, as I keep saying, that drawing insects and other bugs are just difficult to draw altogether. Now we have the 1 minute to 5 minutes, the 2 horses, and the 5-minute cat. As you can see, I messed up on the pause, but I kind of kept going. I didn't feel like I had time to erase, so I didn't draw over it. I just extended it, as you can see. Almost the 5 minutes, I did a pigeon and another pigeon and a camel for the 5-minute run. The pigeon wasn't my favorite bird. My favorite bird was like the one from the first sketchbook tour for the week, because it had so much detail to it. It had different textures to it. I mean, That kind of challenged me and made it look more interesting to me as a whole. But I could only see the single feather detail for the pigeon. Not saying that that's a bad thing, but I can see that I could have done more. Probably could have added more texture, more feather textures to the body for the pigeon. The camel, but overall, it's not bad. It's just something that I don't like, or something I feel like I could improve on in the future. And now on to the 10-minute one. It's pretty good for 10 minutes. Like it was the camel was a hairy creature. It had some hair on this and there, but I think the hair and the shading kind of blends too well together to make it, I don't know, a pretty scribbly picture. But you know, I don't hate it that much. What I should do is I should probably define my pencil strokes more, so you can separate the shading lines from the hair pencil lines. And now we have the fish, the 25-minute fish. This one took like 25 minutes. As you can see, most of the 25 minutes have probably been going into like the details of the fish. I felt like I would have gotten the details of the fish more with the main body over here, but I remember that my biggest hoop to jump over was having the proportions right of the fish, seeing where lines stop, finding landmarks to draw, and I remember that I had some landmarks messed up, so the proportions of the fish was messed up, and I had to go back, erase some stuff, and redraw it, and that kind of took up a big chunk of my time. And then I tried to fill in as much detail as possible. What I would do different, I wouldn't focus on the detail of the background, because as most people will notice, that this area of the fish is what people will see first, and the fins and the tail fin are like the things that people would see last. So it's a kind of a weird image to look at, a weird drawing to look at, because the thing that you're supposed to look at isn't the thing that has the most detail. So I feel like that's where I messed up. This one day, oh man, I forgot to label this thing, I forgot to put the date on this thing, but I did a female torso muscle anatomy, because the female torso and the male torso are different, and have different shape with all the muscles. All the muscles are still there, but it's just different shapes. So I just wanted to do like an hour study of that as well. Okay, right over here. That was upside down. And here we go with the faces, as you can see. The 30-second faces, I can't complain with either one of these things. I think I did a good job having the face, the shape of the heads, the shape of the faces, the eyes, eyebrows, the nose, and sometimes the mouths. I feel like this one was one of my favorite pictures, even though it was like 30 seconds. I'd end up getting a lot with 30 seconds with that page. Here are more 30-second faces. As you can see, I delve into more detail with the one on the bottom, but I think this one is my favorite because it's just a great face overall. I think this one shows like the most expression, and that's why I like it the most extremes. Even though I have the most detail on this one, I still like this one the most. This one's not that bad either. These two are just okay, and this one just doesn't seem finished to me. Let me just let it focus again. There we go. And here we are, the 1 minute, and these two are the 5 minutes, and this one's the 10-minute one right here. This one kind of I forgot. This one kind of reminds me of Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory. I know it wasn't Sheldon. I just wanted. I like this one. This one is my favorite one. I spent too much time with this one trying to find the proportions of the guy, because everything's just different when you like have different angles of the face. And the one with this one, it wasn't that bad. I think I got the shape of his head all right. I think I got it down packed. And then I also tried to do something with his hair. As you can see, I feel like I spent most of my time trying to get the values of the hair kind of where I wanted to be, instead of focusing on the shading of the face. But either or is pretty good. And this one is my 25-minute one. Trying to show you as much of it. It's kind of off-centered, but it's because I placed my base off-center. It's nothing I dislike mostly about it. It just looks weird to me, but I just can't put my finger on it. But I know after this one, it got me trying to draw hair. So I did the session again the next day, and I focused on the shape of the head and the hair. I didn't even finish it with this one because I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I focus on the most. Oh, I think I focused on the hairline the most, more than the overall shape of the head, shape of the hair. I mean, but I do like these three the most, because I think I was starting to understand the hair shapes. But then I lost I think I lost my focus on how to find the hair shapes, and then I ended up doing the head shapes instead. I spent too much time with the hair values with this one. And this one was just not what I was okay, but I felt like I could have. And this one was okay, but I felt like I could expand on it a little bit more. But I think it was just her hair is just difficult to get down. Okay. As you can see, these are the 1-minute ones, and these are the 5-minute ones, and the 10-minute one right here. I think this is also a really good photo of not really good photo, but a really good page of mine, because I got 3 different timings. I don't know how to say it, but I got 3 different drawings from 3 different time segments into one picture, so you can see like the progression all together. What I really disliked about this 1-minute one was that I felt like I spent too much time with the values of the hair all over here, and I didn't focus on like the overall shape. This one was okay. I like the head shape and how much of the heart it looks like to me. This one, can't complain. And these 2 were okay, but I gotta say my favorite one must be this one. And with the 10-minute one, it was the easiest one, but yet I like this one the most, because this one I focused on the hair of the hair on top of the head, and the hair on the eyebrows, and the beard and the mustache. It really got everything down for me. And this one was the 25-minute one. She didn't have a lot of hair to her, facial hair to her, so that wasn't much over there that I should focus on. This one I really focused on the values of the hair, and as you can see, because this was the whole point of the kind of, I don't know what to call it, like quick study, 1 hour study of like several people's hair, I think. Yeah, I think what I should have done, instead of having 30 seconds to 1 minute to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 25 minutes, I should probably have like each segment be like 5 minutes or something. for like having hair, because I think that like having 5 minutes or 10 minutes was a really good sweet spot of focusing on people's hair. So that'll be like a mental note for future studies, future hair studies, or any studies. Now with today, I focused back on figure drawing people. This was a pretty rough one for me, because I felt like I did better with past figure drawings. I guess one was just a hard hitting one, because I did this on 9/11 on a Monday, so I know I didn't do something like this on yesterday, Sunday. So I guess it's just me trying to get back into the groove of drawing. More 30 seconds to a 1 minute. This was one of the pages I just liked the most, because you don't really see the difference between 30 seconds and 1 minute. I like it when I have more time. You can really see how it looks like as it progresses. I spent a lot of too much space for 1 minute with this one, but at least the line of action is kind of clear with all of these. And this one, I know her, like with this one, she was some sort of a figure skater. She had her arms going something like this, but I just followed the main line of action with her right arm being over here, down to her leg down there. And this one was the 5 minute ones, which is one of my favorite 5 minute ones recently. I don't know, cause with most of my figure drawings from the past being from nude models, I think it was a good step from going from nude to clothed, because it adds more detail to the drawings based from the nude models, and I feel like it gives the eye a little bit more to look at than the shape that mostly everybody is used to. And this one was the pose that I disliked the most, because this was the pose that I found the most in the clothing category of the figure drawing poses from line of action. I don't know, it's just because I felt like the pose didn't have a strong enough line of action on its own for me to, base anything off of it. Plus, his posterior was covered by the little cloak. So I had to I kind of had to improvise. I had to think about the whole muscle anatomy of what goes where on like the body over there. And I think it turned out well. But I think that I had to give myself any criticisms for is that I didn't finish the arm right here. I feel like I spent too much time on the little sock clothing, the little bandages over here. They're not bandages, but whatever, belts. Yeah, that's what they're called. They're called little belts right there. And wish I had more time for shading, because I feel like that makes the image better as a whole overall. And we leave off with the 25-minute one, which I really enjoy. As you can see right here. Shoot. Like, what I liked about this one because was all the folds of the towels. The way I bypassed this was I started with a softer shading to lay down like the ground shading, and then I kind of went rougher than this, rougher than the shading from the beginning, to kind of have more value, just to add more value to it. It wasn't a gradual shading. It was just something really rough for a short amount of time. But I liked how this thing turned out. One of my favorite 25 minutes to date, I mean. So, that's all that I have for you guys for this week, for today. So tell me what you think. Tell me your criticisms, like this, hate this. As you can, I said it once, but I'll say it again. My Twitter is in the description below. Subscribe if you want to, and have a nice day.